For everyone listening too, if you don't follow us on Twitter, we went and finally launched a Discord for the COD Casuals, and we've been working on this for a while now, and we're glad to finally have it at the launch of this game. If you're listening and you haven't joined it yet, we're going to have it in the description below, so be sure to go and join that way or follow us on Twitter. We'll be posting the link all the time, so you can go join up that way. This is a new year. This is actually a good COD. People seem to be wanting to talk about it, and we want to talk with everybody that watches us and listens to us about it, so definitely make sure to join. I don't know. Honestly, man, like that stuff, it is a big deal, but in like the grand scheme of things, it really hasn't affected a lot of people's opinion on this game and the sales and how people have been playing the game. It's still been at the top, which is a relief. It's not like we've had some huge controversy where the game is terrible and everyone quits it, you know? People are still playing the game a lot.
We're in for a good year. This game is fun. And if we're out here just complaining about recoil in a game versus what we were complaining about last year, I'll take this all day. Everyone is enjoying the maps. Even like the worst maps in this game, honestly, are better than the Black Ops 6 maps. Welcome everyone to episode 251 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm good, man. I'm enjoying the Monday here. I was telling you beforehand, there is a chance. I'm hoping that it's a good chance that I don't have school tomorrow. So in episode 252, we'll start with saying, yes, I did have school that 252, or it was a phenomenal day where I played COD because I didn't have it. But no, it's very strange. We're on our weather talk right now. We haven't gotten really any hint of snow, and then all of a sudden this week it's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be 6 to 8 inches. We're just getting slammed all of a sudden. And I'm here for it because I want to have a day off. But I don't want to be trying to shovel anything. Like that's going to be the part that I just every time I remember that I'm in New England and I have to do that, I get a little depressed. I want to go to Florida.
yeah. This for people that don't live in New England, it's called a nor'easter.
Yeah.
That's coming to hit us. And yeah, I feel like the weather here, we're all just acclimated to. Right now, it's cold right now, but it's like 30 to 40. It's not that bad, to be completely honest. Other people are probably like, are you guys crazy? 60
Right.
degrees is cold, but we grew up here. This is just, it's normal for us. Like I was wearing sweatpants and a sweatshirt, like walking outside, and you just get used to it. But yeah, no signs of snow at all. And apparently tomorrow we're going to get hit with this nor'easter. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
they said it again, 6 to 8 inches, and I hate talking to some people about it because usually I'll go to the janitors. Those are the guys who know, and they told me today, they're like, don't come in tomorrow, bro. You hear me? I'm like, gotcha. Like, hell yeah. I'm like, it's on lock. Those guys are saying it. And then you talk to some other people and they're like, oh man, I hear that the storm isn't really going to hit us that hard. Like, we're just going to get a dusting. I'm like, man, shut the hell up. Like, I'm like, that ain't what I want to hear right now. Like, I'm hoping in the middle of this episode, I just see my phone go off and I see that it's like the town number, and I'm just gonna be like, thank
Yeah.
God. I hate going to bed knowing that I haven't called yet and it's still like up in the air. But there is something nice about waking up like randomly at 3 a.m. and you do see that they did call and you listen to it and you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be the best second sleep of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's like back in the day, except now you're experiencing the adult version of it. When we were kids, waking up and we didn't know if school was canceled or not, and we would have to like watch the TV and like
Yeah.
wait for our school to pop up, and then it was canceled, and we were like, "Let's go back to sleep," or you're just up like playing video games now.
Dude, I had to tell them that because I was like, "Man, we used to watch the TV, like, how do you guys figure out?" And they were just like, "We'll check social media." I'm like, "Bro, what?"
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
I was like they're like, "Yeah, our mom or dad, they'll go on Facebook or they'll get a call from the school still saying that."
Mhm.
But I'm like, "Dog, we had to stand in front of the TV."
Yeah.
And they were like again, we were saying before, they're like, "Dude, this is hella unk talk right now." I'm like,
Oh
"Bro."
yeah.
Like,
Hey, what's crazy too? Like we actually grew up when the internet started becoming a thing. And that's why we had to sit in front of the TV. And I'm like, we could have gotten an email. That didn't even like happen. Like
yeah.
it was a phone call or sitting in front of the TV.
Yeah, they hadn't made it yet to the email realm. You
Yeah.
know, it would usually be TV, but yeah, sometimes you'd be lucky and you'd get a call. Um, But yeah, dude, it honestly is like it's the best feeling having that. I miss that. So then now getting it again, it's dope. But
Mhm.
there is something about it too when you were a kid and you're playing. Like
Oh,
those
it's
guys,
different.
dude. I always envy some of them because they'll talk about games and I'll talk about like COD or whatever with them, and they have a squad. Like there's like 4 or 5 of them and they all play together. And I always tell them, I'm like, boys, cherish these times. Enjoy these times. Like they're like, oh, dude, they're running GTA heists at like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
like that must be so good. They're like, oh yeah, this guy sucks. And I'm like, yep, dude. And I tell them, I'm like, man, we used to have a squad. I'm like, now it's down to 2 of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. But,
Yeah. You
you
gotta
know, it
cherish
is
those
what it is. I
moments.
mean, yeah, we'll see if I have the day off. I'm always trying to be someone who's like, I'm not banking on it. I set
Mhm.
my expectations pretty low, so that way if something great does happen, then it's awesome.
Mhm.
But if nothing happens, I'm like, well, I was prepared anyway, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That seems to work.
Yeah. See that for me, I mean, I don't get it off, but I can just work from home. See, that's the thing about like if you're remote, you don't have it off no matter what. But then I don't need, yeah, I have pretty good reason not to drive. I can just
Yeah.
stay home and work, which is a lot better than like driving in like a snowstorm to the office.
Yeah, well, then there's no, you don't have to factor in a commute.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you could take your time getting ready, make a coffee, and you could be chilling. And then
Mhm.
sometimes too, if the snow's falling, it's a nice vibe. Like there are definitely some pros to living in New England because of that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll just say too, my dad though, man, he's totally over it. Because when I saw him just recently, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to Florida for 2 weeks." Like
Mhm.
he's kind of becoming one of those snowbirds where he
Snowbirds,
barely is
yeah.
spending any time here. Yeah, and I'm like, dude, what happened to you, man? He's just like, you don't get it. He's like, at this age, he's like, I hate shoveling snow. I don't want to be dealing with it. I don't want to see it. Um, which is fair, but along with it, I couldn't live somewhere like Florida. Not like throwing digs at Florida, just any place that does not have all the seasons where they're like
Mhm.
vastly different like we do. I think I'd get
Mhm.
too bored.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong about the shoveling. I hate shoveling. That
Mhm.
sucks. But
Yeah, it's the worst.
yeah, I mean, he is right about like that stuff. And like when you're older, his bones are probably just brindle, dude. Just just like he can't do anything. Must be so hard for him to just like walk around like
Ah,
trudging through the snow.
well, dude, especially where he lives, like
Mhm.
he lives in such a remote area and that place gets so much snow. Like I feel like if I get 6 to 8 inches, he's getting 2.5 feet. Like that's
Oh,
kind of the
yeah, yeah,
conversion.
yeah.
It's crazy. His place, you can't walk out of the door like how bad it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, and he's 72. So I'm
Yeah.
like, man,
Well,
he's
yeah,
having to be
that's the
out there
thing.
shoveling or using the plow. Like, forget
Even
it.
with the plow, it sucks.
Oh yeah,
It's like
yeah,
when you're older, well, also the cold and the snow, not good for old people because
yeah,
it's also not good for your skin. I swear to God, it just ages you faster.
yeah, yeah,
When
yeah.
but when he's going down to Florida, the humidity, like he probably loves it. Like it just feels good on him. And the
Yeah, bro.
heat.
He basically goes to Florida there, and then he'll go to, Turks and Caicos, and he hangs
Mhm.
there, and he's like he'll send photos, like and he's in the sand, I'm like, "You prick." Like,
Yeah, yeah.
meanwhile, I'm
It's
trudging through it,
freezing.
it's like snow in my shoes, I'm like, "Fucking
Mhm.
bullshit," you know? Like,
Yeah,
picking
yeah,
my car away, and he's like, "Yeah, really nice out here, it's great." I'm like,
yeah.
"Come on, man. We'll
Um,
be there soon enough."
yeah, eventually. I,
We'll be on episode 5,000.
I every single time it gets cold around here, um, like I have to walk the dog. That's like the worst part, I would say, like about living around here and you have a pet, like you have to walk the
Yeah.
dog. Um, and well, okay, some owners just straight up don't do it. I'm like, that's why your dog's fat. My dog's an athlete, pure athlete. um, but like this dude, like he doesn't like walk at a steady pace. Like he speed walks. And so I kind of like have to jog with him.
Mhm.
And every single time it gets cold, I'm like I put my hood up. I'm like, damn, I wish I had a beanie or something because my ears are freezing and my hood just like keeps flying back from the wind or whatever. Every single year, I'm like, I'm gonna buy one. I never do. I just
Yeah.
push through it. And then yesterday, I finally just bought a beanie. So when it gets cold, I'm finally prepared to like actually be outside with one. Cause yeah, there are a couple of things that I kind of just push through during the cold. Like when I
Yeah.
shovel, I have gloves. They're not thick gloves though. Like I just go through, try to get it done as fast as possible, and then
Yeah.
freeze a little bit.
Dude, there's a part of like when you're younger, I feel like most people probably relate to this where you don't want to be using an umbrella when it's raining. You don't want to be having like a full-on rain jacket. When it's
Mm,
winter, you don't want to be like doused with
mhm.
stuff. You know what I mean? You don't want to have like, the earmuffs and the beanie and all that stuff. But then there comes a point where you're like, you know what? All the people that I see who are adults, they were right. And then
Mhm,
you start trying to do all that because you just realize, like, dude, like, I don't really care how I look or like what this feels like. The fact is, like, I'm freezing. And if I got to be having like big gloves and big jacket and all this stuff, then that's how it is.
mhm.
I see the kids who come in, they're like wearing, like today, you're wearing t shirts. I'm like, dog, what are you doing right now? They're like, it's not even that bad out. I'm like, I show 'em, like, it's 36
Yeah.
degrees. Like, what are you talking about? It's not bad. Like,
Mhm.
shut your mouth. But part of that, it's like those kids who would wear sandals or wear shorts every day in the
Yeah.
winter. They're like, "It's not even that bad." That was always their response.
Mhm,
Eventually, you grow out of that and you're like, "All right, I gotta mature. I gotta actually take advantage of some of these things. Like, why should I
mhm.
bother suffering?"
Yeah. Some people do. Some people do
Yeah.
not. I
Yeah, there's
definitely
there's a lot of people who
I
don't.
know people that still wear shorts. I'm like,
Yeah, bro.
"You just don't own pants?" And they're like, "I don't like pants." I'm like, "They're sweatpants."
That's a crazy statement, side note.
Yeah, "I don't like pants." Yeah. I'm like, "Dude, put sweatpants on. Those are comfy."
Yeah. No,
Um,
definitely the move.
but anyways, Black Ops 7.
I got 7.
Uh,
Double
so
XP's over.
Double XP is over. Um, the CDL starts this week, so December 4th? Yeah,
I
4th,
believe
the
so.
Thursday.
Mhm.
Um, first set of matches, which I'm super excited about, and a lot of people are just waiting for it. And there have been a bunch of like tourneys going on. Yesterday, there was the Kaysan like 50K tournament. I unfortunately stayed up the whole time watching it. It was, bro, it ended at like almost
I know.
3.
I know.
Like it was
Bro,
insane. There's so many delay. It wasn't their fault. Like it was no one's fault besides the game. So, but man, I took a break. So it started at 3 p.m. like Eastern,
mhm.
and I watched it in the beginning. I took a break for like an hour and a half. I came back. Nothing has happened. Like it was right where I left off. I'm like, what the heck happened? and
Yeah.
I was on the main broadcast. I'm like, okay, let me go see what like Zuma and Scump were like saying. And I click on Scump, and he's like, guys, we might be here till like midnight, maybe 1 a.m. if these games don't like kick off. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? And it's
Yeah.
for people that don't know too, it was only 4 teams. Uh, and the fact it kicked off at 3. It
You imagine
almost
if it
took
was more,
12
bro, it'd still be going
dude.
on.
Yeah, it would have. And so it was Phase Vegas, Optic, Gentlemates, and Thieves.
Mhm.
So it's funny that 3 of the teams were like for sure, everybody's like favorites, and then Gentlemates. I don't know how Gentlemates honestly got added, but they're like one of the better teams, obviously, because they won the whole thing. But um, I thought it was cool that Kayson's like doing this 50K tournament, especially before the CDL starts. Um, the 4 best teams are in it. I don't know how they decided the teams, to be honest. I'm assuming it was because the fans wanted the best of the best teams. So let's just throw this like a little tournament. Um, but yeah, and it lasted almost like 12 hours because I was just sitting there. I'm like, dude, this is taking forever for only 4 teams.
Dude, I remember I watched a good amount of it, and then I remember I was watching Scum stream during it, and some guy was like, "Do you think this is gonna go past 10 o'clock?" He's like, "Oh yeah, this is going way past 10
Mhm.
o'clock, like no doubt." He's like, "We're gonna be in this for the long haul." And then I fell asleep and I woke up, yeah, probably around like 1 o'clock in the morning.
It was still
And I
going.
checked I checked Twitter because I was like, "Let me go see if that game ended. I wonder if Optic won it." And then there was nothing on it, and there was some update that CDL Intel did, like, 10 minutes ago. I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." Like,
Yeah,
"No
yeah.
way." I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And then I checked it this morning and saw that they won. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, it
Gentleman's
was
one.
yeah, Gentleman's one,
Yeah.
correct, yeah. It just yeah, there was a lot of delays, like,
Mhm.
crazy delays in between games, or, like, even after some games, there was delays. It was I don't really know what contributed to it. You said it was, like, part of the game, like, did you end up
It
figuring out what it
was
really was down to?
it was the private match, like, settings. So, um, when you're watching CDL matches, right, it is they have their own like, CDL has their own, like, custom servers for this stuff. So that's why well, there shouldn't be any problems because they have their own dedicated servers. Whereas this, like, they don't have any dedicated servers because it's a tournament that someone just threw.
Right.
Um, so they're just using like public servers, and people are having issues like connecting, disconnecting, like lagging, and like because it wasn't a true LAN.
Yeah.
Um, even though like all those guys were there, it just wasn't a true LAN because of the server that they were on. So
Yeah.
but, the 4 I mean, you picked the 4 best teams, to be completely honest. So, like, the teams all looked good, like, Optic was dominant, the majority of the time. They did lose, in the finals to Gentlemates. At that point, I think everybody was like, "Get this shit over with,"
Checked out.
because it just took forever. I was I was in Zuma's stream, and it was Zuma, Ben, and Attach, and Attach, like, drove he drove to where Zuma and Ben were, and he thought, it was gonna end at a normal time. And he was
Yeah.
like, "Chat, this is cooked because I have to drive over an hour back to my house." And he was there until like 2, I think. I clicked off of his stream and like went to Scumps to see what he was doing. So I don't know if Attach stayed the whole time. I think he did, which is insane because he had a
Yeah.
long drive back.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
but anyways, Optic had one of the best like hard point comebacks like ever.
Oh my
I was
god.
watching that. I'm like, holy shit, they're actually gonna do it.
That was
And
up there, man, with the Thieves in Vegas Legion back
mhm,
in the day, back in MW3. I think it was MW. No, it was MW2.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
MW2. When they did that, it was almost at that level where you're like, yeah, there's no way Optic's gonna win this. And somehow they just came back and they won it. It was I thought they were gonna win off of that, but alas, it did not work out for them.
Yeah, they did it on Blackheart, which for people that it's a super small map, and the fact that they
Yeah.
did it on a small map is insane.
Mhm.
And on they did this was like I think it was like 1 or 1:30. It was really late when this it was map 1 of the finals.
Yeah.
And that happened. I was like, okay, Optic might be able to just, do this. Then they lost 4 in a row.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a sweep though. I don't know if you stayed up for like the whole thing, but the maps they were like pretty close. Like they lost the next S&D 6-4 overload. They lost 4-3, and like it was insane. They're on exposure, and Merc
That's what I've
it,
heard, yes. So
dude,
what was it
it was
now?
it was a 1v1. It was 3-3. If he had the EMP and he decided not to go for the kill, he's like, I'm gonna book it and run it for the flag. He gets like literally right in front of the flag, and Nep kills him, and then game's over.
Wow.
It was so close. I thought he was gonna do it. He went for the dolphin dive and he died like as he was about to jump into it.
Damn.
So that could have gone either way. Same with the S&D. And then the hard point, honestly, the second hard point, Gentlemates won like 250 to 137, something around that. So wasn't the best score. And then in search, they kind of got cooked. They lost the last search. They lost 6-2 or 6-3.
Yeah, I did see that because that was the winning moment.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. I didn't watch that, like, I didn't watch grand finals,
Mhm.
but then I talked to our friend about it today. I texted a little bit with him, and he was basically just saying like, "Oh, dude, it was a really close game. Like, it definitely
It
could have
was.
gone either way." Because I think when a lot of people see just the fact that Optic lost, they're like, "Oh man, like that's crazy," because Optic virtually hasn't lost since champs.
Mhm,
Um, but I don't know. I think honestly, it's a good thing that they lose. Um, this Optic team is clearly phenomenal. It's one of the better ones that they've had. Um, and they've just been on a high ever since champs. And I think it's good that they end up losing like this, just because even though it is a small one, and I'm sure they realize too, like, yeah, we could have won this. We didn't get absolutely smoked.
mhm.
Um, I think it does push that team to go and really refine the way that they play on certain things and like that decision making process. Like, that did cost them a game. That they just clean all of that stuff up. I feel some teams, they may like, we haven't had this a ton in recent years, but sometimes complacency can be like a huge problem for teams. They just win all the time and they're godlike, and then they
Mhm.
put their guard down, and then all the other teams end up catching up to them.
Yeah.
So it's good this happened in the preseason, before the actual CDL starts.
Yeah, the
You
chat
know?
was so stupid. The chat was like, "Oh, optics looking shaky." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Dude, every team is 0-0 right now.
yeah. This
The
this
the
shit literally doesn't mean
this
anything. This is
shit does
just for
not
cash.
matter." Also, this is 4 teams.
Yeah,
There's only 4 teams, and, yeah, I mean, if you just looked at the series, yes, they lost 1-4. Looks bad, but those were all so
it's a
close.
deceptive 1-4.
Yeah, and, I mean, if anything, this just shows that these were the 4 best teams, but it's gonna be a really competitive year, and if if I was LAT, they're like, "We just dropped Ghosty and Envoy, and now they're just, like, frying together,"
Yeah,
and Sib is frying, and I think this just shows to this is, like, completely off topic, but Sib was one of those players where everybody was like, "He has so much potential, but he's so hot and cold sometimes," and what makes a player, like, hot all the time when they're playing is the teammates around them, and obviously, Ghosty and Envoy and Neptune are those players that's, like, helping him be the best that he can be every single game because that dude's frying every single game, because his teammates are enabling that from him.
right. That's what I feel like with him, and Kismet is the same kind of way. I'd put him in there as well.
Mhm.
Though he does have the ring. Um, those are players that mainly sticking with Sib. He had a lot of hype coming in because I think wasn't he a reserve player for FaZe back in like Cold War, or like a bench
Yeah,
player?
he was their sub, yeah.
Yeah, he was their
Yeah.
sub, yeah. And there was always a lot of talk about him. I remember Mazuma saying that, but ever since he came into the CDL, he really never has had a great year. Where he was like, fighting, for chips, or he was always,
Mhm,
making it on Sunday. Um, he's individually looked really good at times, but I'm glad to see him with a team now where it seems like they're really clicking and
mhm,
they enable him. Like, I was glad you said that because that's exactly what I feel is like these guys finally have connected and he's like, oh, dude, I can really play the way that I want to play and do my thing and not have to try to compensate by, taking over on somebody else's job.
mhm.
Um, I think that team has surprised a lot of people just because, Ghosty and Envoy leaving Thieves, which, still having Scrap and Hydra there. Like most people on paper, and I would too say, like, oh, yeah, that's a better duo, the Scrap Hydra duo, than the Ghosty Envoy one. But they've somehow made it work. And they got Neptune, who was like the Silver Surfer from last year. And then like Sib, just the unproven person over the, course of the CDL now. Um, and yeah, it's worked out for them. And right now, Thieves honestly they don't look like I don't want to say like they don't look that great. I was going to, but like I get the season hasn't even started yet. But of those teams, they look to be the worst.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
the top four teams that most would have in their minds, they seem to be struggling the most.
Mhm.
And FaZe Vegas, they have their moments too where they're struggling, but um Simp is I mean, they're all just they're so gross. But Simp
Yeah,
during that tournament, there were some moments in there he was just like ridiculous. And
yeah.
seeing also them and Thieves, seeing Simp killing aBeZy and vice versa was just the weirdest shit ever. Like I don't know if I'll ever get used to that.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's a matter of all these players on all 4 teams are great players. It's just who's gonna learn the game faster.
Right.
And if you look on paper, I would say, uh, purely off names, like, Thieves is probably the best, strictly just players on paper.
Yes, I would agree.
But that's, like, the great thing about, like, just video games in general and, like, COD, because it's different every year. You're gonna have a god squad of, like, individuals, but are they gonna learn fast enough compared to the other top teams? And are their play styles actually gonna mesh in this game? Like, we don't know. Um, I would say, yeah, this Gentlemates team is a surprise that they're competing with these top teams already, but I'm waiting for, like, the surge, like, of not no names, but, like, a team that was just scrappy and put together, and they're making, like, top 3 at all these majors.
Right.
Because at least Gentlemates, like, they do have Ghosty, they have Envoy, Sib, and Neptune. Like, these aren't, like, no-name players. Nep got his
Yeah.
chance from that Surge team, but, like, who's gonna be that next Surge? Like,
That team is honestly like the rejects team.
yeah, like yeah, exactly. Players that were just we need to put a team together. Like they got dropped from all their other teams, and this is the team that they got. And Sib, like the last time the season hadn't started yet, but the last time like he was a star was his like first year in the league with Pred, like on that Seattle Surge team.
Yeah.
Um, it was him, Pred, Mac, and Lamar,
Yeah.
and those guys. Oh, they did win a chip together in Vanguard,
Mhm.
but those two guys, Sib and Pred, looked amazing together. Like they were the superstars of that team. But ever since that year, Sib has been like hot and cold throughout the year.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I am wondering who that next Surge team is going to be, though. And I hope there is going to be a team like that because
Boston Beach.
not, yeah, that would be, that's what I'm saying, though. Like these guys they're not the best of the best top names, but can they make it click in this game where everything's flowing like right?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, and I hope Boston is that team. Not just being like a blind follower. I do think they could do that, especially with Nasty on that team. Like he was from that Surge camp that was arguably one of the best teams last year. But I hope too with like Ravens and some of these players like Nero in particular, not just because he was Boston, but he is a really good player. And I want to see those guys like end up connecting. Same thing with who's the guy that's from Halo again? That was on Optic Halo.
Legends.
Legends. Who's he playing for? Is he playing for Carolina or is he playing for
Uh,
I forget. I still need to
I'm
get
pretty
this
sure
figured out.
Legends is on Carolina, and it's either Legends or Bound, but I'm like pretty sure it's Legends that's on
Yeah.
Carolina.
Like, I wanna see those guys do well,
Mhm.
just because they have, really, like, no expectations going into this season. Most people would imagine that those guys, and particularly him, because of his switch, he's gonna struggle a little bit compared to everybody else. Um, but, again, I hope with Nero, because he is such a good player and has that pop-off ability, and Slasher, like, being real, he's probably in his last couple of years of playing professionally. I wanna see that team do really well. Um, I don't know if they'll be getting any championships this year. Probably not. But I would like to see them, make it to a Sunday or so and just have an overall decent year and make it to champs and not just be, the team that's out immediately at all the lands.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, there's this year again. I said it in the last episode. Like this year, the teams are just really, really good. There's not many teams that when I look at them, I'm like, oh yeah, they're terrible. There's just no chance they're going to be able to pull it together. Um,
Mhm.
they all have that pop off ability, and they all look like they can do well. It's just a question of do they have the right set of players to be able to have everyone activated. Like Sib is. It's crazy that he's finally seems like from what we've seen early on, he's found that with that team.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that's going to be a problem for some of the other top teams here because I feel like FaZe and Thieves in particular, they're still trying to kind of figure out the new way of playing with these players. Um, I don't feel like it was as easy of a switch where from Thieves, it seems like they're trying to figure out how to be playing around Kenny and aBeZy. But with that Paris team, they just jumped right in, and it seems like they haven't really struggled that much at all. Maybe they've just
Mhm.
been putting in insane time too. It could be that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure they have put in insane time, but
They all do,
I mean, yeah, they all do. But, like, I mean, sometimes when you're just playing with certain players, like, it just their
Yeah.
play style slots in perfectly with how you play. It's like when you and I play together, it's very clear we know how to play off of each other. And then when we sub or like add two more people that don't slot into how we play, the game is so much harder for us. But
Yeah,
then,
like uh,
we've matched with like two random people before, and like their play style fits perfectly. And they might not be frying, but the way that they maneuver around the map and what they do on the map allows us to like play the best that we can versus having two other players that like they're frying, but we're getting cooked. And so we're like, all right, let's go play the objective, but it's not the way that we play normally. You know what I mean?
right,
And I think
right.
any COD player that plays competitive will understand that. Like it doesn't matter if you have like the best of the best on your team. If you can't play the way that you play confidently, and you're taking routes that you never do because you're just trying to compensate for the other players, it's so much harder.
And I wonder, maybe I don't know, and there's like that level of professionalism that I'm not familiar with, but that's kind of what my wonder is with aBeZy, being on that team. Again, I could be reading too much into that, but that has to be a real change for him when he's played on one team
Mhm.
his entire CDL career now, like under just again since the CDL started, and now he's playing with completely different players and probably a different system of how he's been used to playing the game. Like again, they've always just had that trio of him, Cell, and Simp. Um, I know he's a professional, of course they can adjust, but I'm sure there is some period in there or something that is like it's hard to really grasp what it is, but it's got to be difficult to try to gel with someone like a new team like he's in right now when you've been playing with the same people for like literally your whole career right now, you
Oh
know?
yeah, yeah,
I mean, yeah,
100%.
he's been playing with Simp his whole career, right? Basically,
Mhm. Yeah.
and sell like since the CDL. Like that there has to be some growing pains in trying to figure that
Mhm.
out.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem as easy like it has been with Gentlemates where yeah, those guys like none of them played like as a group of four until now. Like they were duos, but for them all of a sudden to just slot into that, it's like it's very strange. It's like I know what you're
Mhm.
thinking of when we played with those two other guys in MW2, which
Mhm.
was just crazy. We jumped in with them and we were like, "Oh man, like these are the guys that like if we're going to play with a squad of 4, this is them. They just
Yeah.
perfectly complement how we play and we don't have to change anything because that's just how they play, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah,
These guys
exactly.
there may have to be a conversation of like here's what we do.
Mhm. Yeah, and 100%, I'm sure that team's gonna figure it out because when you have players like that, you're just gonna figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But that's an advantage that Optic has because they have the team chemistry already. Like, I mean, they won like multiple championships together already. So they've had those reps to build that chem off of each other
Yeah.
where it's hard when you take a superstar like aBeZy, superstar like Hydra and Scrap. I'm sure Scrap and Hydra, like they played a whole season together. They've learned how to work off of each other. But aBeZy and Hydra haven't played together at all through a whole season. So it's going to be an adjustment for both of those guys to try to like click, and
Right.
um, the reason why aBeZy is like a superstar is because he is partnered with Simp, meaning like Simp helped enable him and then he helped enable Simp.
Yeah.
And they just it always worked out for both of them. Now, when you take someone like aBeZy and he has to adjust his style maybe like a little bit, it can become hard, and not saying that he's not going to do it because I'm 100% confident that he'll be able to adjust, but it's just like some growing pains because You can't just take 4, like, best of the best players and put them on a team and expect them to be great, like, in the beginning. Obviously, the gunny is there and the skills there, but it's a team chem, like, actually there.
Right. And I remember thinking back to the process that was recently done. I think there was a moment in their clip where Hex was talking about this exact thing, and like the potential of having Scrap on the team or having Hydra
Mhm.
on the team. Um, and yeah, on paper, those sound insane. It's like, dude, Hydra could have been on Optic, but you never really know how that would have worked out. It could have been great just to see it and look at the team and the stat line if you could have it, like that guy was the guy who does the line cards or whatever. What's that guy's name again? I forget who it is, but he does like all the ratings for all the players, like
Yeah.
the 99 or
Yeah.
whatever.
I think his name is, like, Lion.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the yeah.
Like, it'd be an insanely strong team,
Mhm.
but they may just not actually gel together as a squad of 4.
Mhm.
And that's where kind of the nuance of trying to get a team working together and how they play in the system that everybody can do well in is what's difficult.
Mhm.
Yeah, Optic, of course, has that. And that's why it's no surprise that they've been at the front, and they're probably going to be at the front for the rest of the season if I had to predict.
Mhm.
But it does seem like, yeah, Gorillas are doing really, really well. I'm
Uh,
glad that they got a tournament.
Gentlemates.
Gentlemate, sorry. Yeah.
Mates.
It's weird also seeing that team. I think it's weird for me to see that the Gentlemates, which has been like a trash team, for most of the CDL, is now
Mhm.
all of a sudden like a good team. You know,
Mhm. Well,
it's like
they had to rebrand everything for them to actually, forget about the LAG team. Like, this is
right.
Paris now. The Paris
Yeah.
mates.
Well, and I thought they were screwed because I was like, man, when it was Paris Legion, they were
Mhm.
horrible. Then they shook Paris and became Vegas, and they were
Mhm.
still horrible. And now they're the Riyadh Falcons, and they're still horrible. I'm
Yeah.
like, but I'm wondering if it's gonna happen with them too, because I mean, they don't look good right now with Sal Kiz and
Mhm.
who are the other guys on there? Pred and Exnid.
Mhm.
Um, you know, they don't really look that good. I don't know where they're going to be at. We'll see. But I hope that that's so like we were saying earlier, I hope that's a team that of people who got rejected and are kind of like thrown together. I hope to see them do all right. I don't want to just see them be surfing at 12. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That would just bother me seeing one or two teams that are just always at the bottom. I'd like to see some variety to know that
Mhm.
some teams are pushing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And again, it's hard to believe that that team has 2 world champions in Kiz and Pred, and they've fallen off, like, this much, you know? So
And they got Cell too. I mean,
oh, yeah,
he's
yeah,
a what?
yeah.
He's two-time.
Yeah, like, they
Got 4
they'll
rings on that team, bro.
they'll make it, they'll make it well, Sal at least is coming off of, like, successful seasons, whereas the other
Right.
2 have not completely fallen off, but they're on teams that help them make them great. Pred was, like, at a high with Seattle, and, like, remember everybody was like, "Pred, Pred, Pred, Pred." Like, he's that guy, and he went to Optic, won a world champion with them. Next season, fucked everything. Like, they're
Yeah.
just so bad. They got dropped, and then ever since then, again, everyone is very biased, like, it's only been, like, a year technically of his bad and rough, like, stint. Um, I'm sure he's still the player that he is, but he has to be around players that really enable him to make him like the Pred that everybody knows. And
Yeah.
there are a lot of players like that. I mean, to be honest, I think there are very, very few players in the league where you can just take them, plop them anywhere, and like they'll just be that superstar. I think Scrap is one of them, and I think Simp is one of them. And to
Yeah.
be honest, I can't think of, like, other players where you can just take them and put them on a team and they'll, like, still fry and just, be consistent.
Yeah. No, I would agree. There's very few people that can do that. So it just plays into again, the whole narrative of how important it is to be building a chemistry with these teams and with these players. I'd even say too, part of it right now is the state of the game with like we haven't talked too much about it in past episodes, but I did put it in our notes talking about how there are some patches or some like nerfs that are going to be coming. Um, I do think this is going to have an impact on it a bit because right now, when you watch a lot of the games, they can all run ARs in that in like a match. Like you can have 8 ARs on a map and it's
Mhm.
not insane because the difference between the ARs and the subs in this game is so massive. Like the subs are just woefully underpowered. The fire rate is like on most of them. I mean, I'm thinking about like the Dravik, which is the main meta sub that people are using. It's so slow and it
Mhm.
just is it doesn't compare to the main AR. What is it? It's like the M it's not the M8, but it's
It's
like
a M15.
yeah,
Yeah.
M15. Like that the M15 is just so broken. And I know they're going to be doing some patches or some updates to the weapon balancing, but I know you saw it probably a week or two ago where they were going to be nerfing the ARs instead of buffing the subs. And I
Mhm.
saw Octane talking about that and quite a few other people, and they all disagreed with this. They're like, leave the AR like how it is, but just buff the subs, like make them way more powerful. And
Mhm.
I do agree. I think if they were able to kind of meet somewhere in the middle there, it would help out a bit because some of the guys who are sub players, like they're definitely struggling right now compared to an AR player just on
Mhm.
like the guns alone, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree. Just buff. Don't nerf any. Just buff everything.
Yeah.
The AR, the M15. I mean, it's a laser. It's a do it
Oh, dude,
all
it's
gun at this
crazy.
point, and that's fine. Like, but then buff the Dravik to make the damage uh more, make the
Yeah.
damage a lot higher than what it is, and the fire rate on it, like it is slow compared to the M15. I don't think that's like a bad thing necessarily, but if you increase the damage on it, then that'll help like even it out with the M15.
Right.
Because I mean, if you hit your shots, maybe you can like 3 to 4 bullet, that enemy. But yeah, I mean, I think the patches like it's due. I mean, I don't think there have been many matches where I've been playing and I'm getting pissed dying from like the M15 or something. I'm like, oh, you're using the M15 or whatever. It's mainly just like outside stuff. Like when I get gunned, whatever. But it's like the stupid drones, the fucking UAVs, because the UAV. I don't know if you know this, but the UAVs, it takes 3 um of the rocket launchers to kill it, to destroy it. I'm like, that's never. I don't know why it takes 3. It should take one.
Yeah.
1,
No,
not 3. That's insane. Um,
dude, it's crazy.
what there's like a couple other things. Um what is it called? The score streaks, the basically the wraps, those drone things.
Oh yeah, I know what you're
Dude,
talking
those
about.
things
Yeah,
are
those little
so
things.
overpowered, dude. Like
Yeah.
I have flak,
They
I
are
die
crazy.
immediately. Like it hits me and I die. And don't
Yeah.
I get it. I think that score streak's like 17 or something or 18.
No, it's I know
Is it
what you're talking it's less than that,
it's
which
less
is a
than
bit
that?
of a
Yeah.
problem. Yeah, I wanna
But
say maybe it's like it could be like 12 or 13 kills in a row.
mhm,
I forget, but it's not one
I'm
of
probably
like
thinking
these
the harp.
psychotic ones. Yeah, I
The
forget
harp the
which one
harp
it
I
is.
understand, but, like,
Harp is far, yeah.
if I have the flak on, like, come on, like, it
Yeah,
shouldn't
dude, I
kill
know.
me once.
Yeah.
It should get me, like, pretty low. I understand that, but it shouldn't kill me completely.
Dude, it's like the old days with the raps. I mean, you see that thing, man, that just fills the feed.
Oh,
And you
yeah.
call that in, yeah, you're getting wrecked by it. And it's not easy to shoot.
Yeah.
Um, thankfully, that thing doesn't go up walls and stuff like that. So on some maps, I'll just be like positioned a certain way to try to shoot them,
Mhm.
so I'm not dying by them all the time. But yeah, that is definitely like it's a cheap streak. I really quick on the guns, dude. As I went and used, I went and bought it with a prestige token. Was the MPC 25? It's the last sub you get at 55 because I never
Mhm.
used it. And I was
Oh,
like, "Oh, I don't really."
that's the one I unlocked, like, as soon as I hit Prestige 1, and I
Do
I
you like
only
it?
I like yeah, I mean, it's the only sub I have, so and I unlocked it because it was level
55,
55,
yeah.
So
Right.
that's the only reason why I unlocked it. But I figured it was gonna be better than like everything but the Dravik, and like so I'm forced to use it, but I like it.
Dude, the recoil
Yeah, the
off the
recoil, yeah,
bat,
it's
like,
rough.
cause using it stock, I
Yeah.
was like, "What?"
I'm not
Like,
gonna lie,
"What is
even with
this
the
thing?"
attachments, it's still like your first couple of shots, it's rough.
Yeah, that's the stuff in the game that it bothers me because all the subs off rip are terrible.
Yeah,
Like when
yeah.
you start using them off the bat with no attachments, there's like, dude, there's no hope. Like,
Yeah,
how is this going to
yeah.
get any better? And again, now it sucks because there's no double weapon XP either. That's why I threw it on. I was like, dude, let me get this thing to like level 20. Maybe I'll get some attachments rolling for it. I didn't even get it that high, but I
Mhm.
threw on a couple and I'm like it's helping just a little bit, like
Yeah,
not that much.
I would it's good, but, the recoil's still there. Like, there when I was using, there's definitely times where, like, I'm whiffing with it, and the first initial shots, there's definitely recoil with it right away.
Yeah, like, the other ones, like, we were saying I haven't used the RK9, like, the burst one, I haven't really used it
Mhm.
that much, but then
I
the
haven't
other ones,
either.
the Raiden and the Razor and the Dravik, of course, but the Raiden and the Razor, I like those, like, I don't think those
Mhm,
are too bad of subs, they're definitely worse than the Dravik, like, when it comes to
mhm.
just accuracy and, like, ability to use it, um but I didn't even think those were that bad. But then using that last sub, bro, that
Mhm.
NPC off rip is like, it's a disaster. I'm like, dude, you get this at 55?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, well, that I still
whatever
think
happened to
that's
me thinking higher levels, better shit?
I
What
still
happened to
think
that?
I think that weapon is still better than, like, the first 3 subs you unlock. Like, the Dravik is still better, like, by far,
Yeah.
but I think that sub is definitely better than the first 3. Like, off rip, it is. But the recoil, yeah, is it's rough. And I don't like the iron sights on it. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Um, but
But no,
even when you throw attachments on it.
if they got rid of like my whole thing was this like with the damage is not that bad, like it's fine. You just have to adjust the way you play. But my thing is if they went in and patched that or just, say nerfed the amount of recoil, just made it a little bit better so you weren't having to like hold your right stick like all the way bottom right to be able to pull off a straight shot.
Mhm.
Um then I wouldn't be so bothered by it. But when the Dravik is really the only sub that when you shoot it and point it, it stays there, or relatively speaking, and all the other ones you're like you have to finesse quite a bit to be able to do it. I think it puts a players like going back with the CDL thing. I think it puts them at a disadvantage. Like the Dravik is great, but it's not really. And Parasite said this. It's not really an entertaining sub to watch. Like it's kind of boring, you
Yeah, it
know.
is.
Like, it's just slow, it doesn't really do all that much, like, I would much rather see, like, the Raiden be, like, the top sub because that reminds me of the Cuda from Black
Mhm.
Ops 3, like, just quick, really fast fire rate, like, just the build of it. It's got that vibe to it, and I like that way more. When you use the Dravik, yeah, you could be piecing with it, but it's like, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Bruh."
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a sub, you know?
Yeah, they should just buff all the subs instead of nerfing the ARs. Like,
Yeah.
I could see the whatever that MSMC gun is called, like, I can see that being, like, a hybrid. Uh, I think it could be used in competitive. Yes, a recoil is, like, a bit rough, but, like, I've popped off with it before. The rate of fire is fantastic. It's way better than Dravik. Um,
Yeah.
it's just a first initial shot. Like, you have to hold your thumb down pretty hard the first initial shots, and then you're good. Like, its pattern is it wants to shoot, like, vertically immediately as soon as you hold it down.
Right,
So you gotta
right.
pull it down a bit, but yeah, I mean, I think the ARs in general are just much better than the subs in this game, and I feel like it's been
Absolutely.
like that for a while now. The subs have been, uh they keep getting, like, the worst part of the game, but we'll see. I mean, can if they nerf the ARs, I don't know how bad they're gonna nerf them, and let's say the graphic is comparable now to the M15 to an extent. I guess that's not the worst thing in the world, but now the AR is gonna be, like, just not fun to use.
Right. You don't wanna nerf him into oblivion. You
Mhm.
gotta find that balance, but Yeah, I think it would be much better if they kept the ARs the way they are and just buff the subs, reduce the recoil, increase the TTK if needed, and leave it at that. Then the sub players be happy and they at least have a challenge. Because
Mhm,
if you're gonna nerf the ARs, then all the AR players are gonna be like, dude, what'd they do to us? Like they totally ruined us.
mhm.
Um, and then you have like both
Welcome
sides
to
that are not
subs
happy.
world.
Yeah, exactly. Well, then the subs are like, "Dude, our guns still suck," and the ARs are like, "We
Yeah.
used to be good, and now they're trash." And no one's happy, you know.
Mhm,
So I hope that they end up figuring out. Like we had this patch that just came out, and I think I believe it came out, but I'll have to see what they end up doing with it because they haven't fixed it completely, and I'm sure just like within the life cycle of the game because it's still so early,
mhm.
um, they're going to be making more adjustments, but hopefully those subs, Justin, become more viable, and I'll be more interested to use those. Because now I'm like an AR player. I use the Dravik and the Razor, and then I use ARs. I'm like, I don't
Mhm.
want to be an AR player, you
Yeah.
know?
Well, I haven't even, like, unlocked the traffic yet. Like, I think I unlocked it at 34 or something, so I got
Yeah.
a ways to go still,
That was my
and
first token. I used it for that thing.
I nah, yeah, I used it on the 55 gun, um, because, like, 34 is just weird. It's, like, past the middle, but, like, you can get there and not struggle too much. But, like, I wasn't using any subs besides that one I unlocked because I
Yeah.
wanted to use another sub. Like, the ARs are fun. I consider myself very much of a flex player, but I wanna use a sub, and
Right.
I don't have the best sub, and I'm getting cooked.
Yeah, and like, dude, when it comes to ranked and we're gonna have to be dealing with this, like, man, the changes better come quick because I don't want to have it just be 8 ARs on the map. Like,
Yes, it's
if
boring.
it's gonna be just M15s all the time through, yeah, forget it. Like,
Yeah,
I want a little bit more variety in the meta than just the M15 and the Dravik. I want to
yeah,
be able to use some other stuff, but
yeah,
we'll
and
see.
I think once, when I hit prestige 2, my unlock token will go to the Dravik because 34 is just it's weird. I'll probably unlock that, so I have, like, at least that sub and another sub to use, like, off rip.
Yeah, it's like right when you get to like level 28 or so, then the
Mhm,
levels take a little bit longer. And yeah,
mhm,
34, like you're pushing for those last couple levels and it's probably like an eternity. Um,
mhm,
yeah, I know how you feel. I don't blame you getting the other gun at 55. Like, yeah, of course, you'd want to pick that up. That's why I got it too, just because I'm like, man, it's the last gun. It's a
mhm,
sub. It must not be that bad. Like the Peacekeeper too is there. It's like way later for I think it's
mhm,
like level 52 you get that gun. But from what I've heard, that gun is like far and away. It's not one of the best ARs to be using. So I don't really care that much.
mhm.
And there's so many ARs anyway compared to subs. So
Yeah.
I might as well. But yeah, it was not a wise investment for the 55. I bought it and I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
this is
mean,
what I got.
I unlocked it mainly for, trying to get camos, and also too, I just thought, "Okay, this is a MSMC. It's gonna be decent. It's not gonna be good as a Dravik because everyone's using it, but it'll be alright." Um, and I think it is, like, alright. It's just an initial, like, recoil. Even when you put attachments on it, like, I had 8 attachments on it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, the rate of fire is really nice on it, but it's just the recoil. Even with
Yeah.
the build that I
Yeah.
have on it, it's a bit tough.
Yeah. Now that again, that is like the hardest part about it is just the recoil. If they went and fixed that, then I wouldn't really have a problem with them,
Mhm.
or anywhere near as much of a problem. But just because all of them minus the Dravik have that, it
Yes,
it
like,
deters a
right
lot of
off rip.
people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a lot of people too that we see online all say the same thing too about it. So
Mhm.
thankful we're not alone with it. But I don't know. Honestly, man, like that stuff, it is a big deal, but in like the grand scheme of things, it really hasn't affected a lot of people's opinion on this game and the sales and like how people have
Mhm.
been playing the game. Like it's still been at the top, which is a relief. It's not like we've had some huge controversy where the game is terrible and everyone quits it. People
Mhm.
are still playing the game a lot.
Oh, yeah, and then, again, we're in for a good year. This game is fun, and if we're out here just complaining about recoil in a game versus what we were complaining about last year, I'll take this all day. Everyone
Yeah.
is enjoying the maps. Even like the worst maps in this game honestly are better than the Black Ops 6 maps. So ranked is probably gonna come out, if I had to guess, sometime like early next year.
Mhm.
And then CDL starts up this week. Everyone's enjoying it. Like I think we're in for a very good year.
Yeah. Nah,
Everything's looking
everything's
up.
been looking good. Like, I threw it in here too because it just goes and says a big F you to some people that were saying it wasn't gonna happen. I just saw before we started, is BO7's at number 2 on PS5 and on number 1 Xbox for the week that ended on the 22nd here. And Battlefield, Justin, it's on that decline.
No.
Oh, well, those Battlefield people, they were where you at? No, I think it from what I've seen, because I read a little bit about it, like that whole Red Sec was the name of it, the
Mhm.
battle royale that people were all amped about. And all the content creators were like, dude, this game needs a BR. And look what happened. They
Flop.
wanted a BR. It sucks. And people don't want to play it anymore, which is a shame because I think Battlefield, like, again, I'm not hating on that game. From what I've heard, it's still a great game.
Mhm.
But this is what I'm saying, dude. It's like our whole thing with campaign. Same thing with this, battle royale that they got going on here. They would be better off if they just didn't even put it in the game.
Mhm.
If BO7 had no campaign, people would be hyping the shit out of this game. And if Battlefield 6 didn't have that battle royale, they had a great game. The campaign was trash, like, granted, but they went and just completely blew it up. They went nuclear with this horrendous mode, and now people are like jumping ship, and there it is. It's sinking away. Um, what a shame. But COD, Justin, refuses to die.
Yeah. COD is still there. And again, I want to reiterate, we're not hating on Battlefield,
No,
but
no.
because to be honest, I hope Warzone kind of sucks too, so they could just get rid of this battle royale shit. I'm
Yeah,
not a fan
yeah.
of it. Like, and
There's a time and a place. It's time to end it.
yeah, Warzone, honestly, like it might be bad. The Warzone community, they're down bad. But
Yeah.
multiplayer, we're up. Uh and zombies, I honestly haven't seen like that much on zombies. From what I've heard so far, everyone's like still enjoying it. I think everybody at this point is just waiting for season 1 to come out, which
Yeah.
comes out this week, so then they get the new map,
Mhm.
which means you and I, like, we are playing. Making a admit, we're playing it. uh
100%. We have to.
because yeah, like even the map out now, I don't even know. There has to be an Easter egg. I haven't seen anything on it. Like we gotta we gotta get back into zombies.
Yeah. Now, again, it seems like it's the year to be getting into zombies because the community is not all that upset about it, which means that it must be good. You
Mhm.
know, if they're quiet about it, then it's all right. If they're loud saying that it sucks, it's like the worst thing ever. It's like Vanguard zombies.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but no, it seems like they've returned to normalcy on it. So we'll have to try it out for sure. And yeah, I can't wait because like I said the season 1's coming out and then we got the CDL. Like, we're back into the swing of things here for Call of Duty. I'm looking forward to be talking about it and watching the matches again. Like, I miss that.
Mhm.
I like doing that on the weekend. So and it's gonna be a great game too to be watching and playing. So yeah, I can't really complain.
Yeah, exactly. And this game's just fun to play. Good,
Thank
good
God.
for Treyarch, man.
We
Like,
weathered the bad years, Justin, and we got rewarded.
yeah, yeah.
Thank God. We stuck it out.
And we're also going to the optic major. If people
Yeah.
don't know that from last episode, you and I are
Mhm.
making our way to Dallas for this optic major, and I mean, optic look like they're on the up, so there is a high chance that they actually win their first major, which would be
Mhm.
insane. Um, Overall, just I don't know. I'm very excited for this year compared to last year because last year everybody was just so negative. This year, everyone's back into the full swing of things. Content
Yeah.
creators are happy. Matches are going to happen soon. The players are happy. The maps are good. Guns are good. We're good.
Yeah, no, we're good. Everyone's optimistic for this year, and they have every reason to. So yeah, I can't wait for all this stuff to end up happening here because it's gonna be a good time, no doubt.
Yeah. And then one last thing, I saw that you added that there's a rumor that COD might be coming to the Switch,
Yeah, what do you
which
think about?
I mean, I don't really care to to be honest. I don't care because honestly, it's probably like COD Mobile. Sure, add it to the Switch. Why not? More people playing the game. Sure.
If it was COD Mobile, that would be crazy. Because then,
Mhm,
like, bro, I would buy a Switch instantly to go play
mhm,
COD Mobile on that. But if they do like the regular stuff, like if they're gonna do Black Ops 7, can you imagine playing online on the Nintendo Switch?
mhm. I
Like, bro,
mean, you're
that
getting
would be
cooked,
crazy.
but
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's
yeah.
like I don't really know who that's made for. If it's made for like the casual of casuals that they have
Mhm,
kids or they play only on Nintendo and they want to play COD.
mhm,
Um, I if it's either that or COD Mobile, I'd understand. But
mhm.
for regular COD, I feel like you'd be better off just getting the console, or
Yeah,
if you want to be kind of serious about it.
mhm. Well, the thing is, like, COD Mobile is the same. Like, if COD Mobile is added onto the Switch, like, you're still getting cooked if you're playing on a handheld like that,
Yeah,
And the other handhelds, like the Asus or the Steam Deck and, like, a bunch of other ones, like, you're able to play those games on it, and you're probably gonna get cooked. You're playing against someone with a controller or, like, a
right.
mouse and key, but, um, I guess I don't think it hurts adding it to, another system at this point. Like, the more the merrier, honestly,
Oh yeah.
grow the player base, but it's probably just something someone's gonna pick up, play for, like, a match or 2, and then, they're good.
Yeah, well, and depending how they do it too, if they end up doing like a port of it, or they're gonna have to obviously downscale this game to be able to be played on a Switch. I just don't know what that looks like.
Mhm,
Obviously it's gonna be a success for Nintendo. Like they're gonna sell a bunch of it in Activision, of course, but um, they have to really do a good job of it because if that ends up coming out and it's a disaster, it just does not play well. It's not optimized properly.
mhm,
It could be a bit of a flop, but I'd feel like Nintendo, hopefully, this has been in the talks, I'm sure, for a long time that they're going to start doing this. Um, I would hope that they've double checked everything to make sure that it's going to be a success.
mhm.
I know you have a Switch. Are you going to be buying COD on the Switch, Justin?
No, I will not be. I got
Yeah.
my trusty old PS5, and I take it seriously.
Like, bro, can you imagine playing COD on your TV with
Mhm,
with the controller? Like, are
mhm.
we for real?
Well, the
Like,
other thing is, like, this isn't the first time Nintendo's done this, right? Like, I've played Black Ops 1 on the Wii,
yeah, dude. Yeah, me
and
too.
I
Me too.
it was awful, but I played it. Like, it's definitely a
Did
thing.
could you play multiplayer on that back in the day? You must have been
Uh,
able to, right?
yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. Like, because it came with the accessory and everything. Like, it had, like, the gun where you, like, put in the Wii sticks and stuff, and, like, you're actually moving around, like, aiming.
Yeah.
Man,
I
revolutionary.
yeah, that was kind of dope though. I remember playing World at War, same thing on a Wii.
Mhm,
But it was at a friend's house, and we didn't play, multiplayer because, like, back then, a lot of people didn't have
mhm.
online.
Yeah.
Um, but, dude, if you could play World at War or Black Ops 1 online on a
I'm
Wii,
I'm pretty
dude,
sure it was online, but I Nintendo servers are different. So, like, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, but it was only people that, like, had the Wii. So, like, you're in a lobby full of people using Wiis.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
maybe this case for Black Ops 7, I don't think it's gonna be like that, to be honest. I think it's gonna be a case where you're probably at first, you're gonna be put into lobbies with Nintendo Switch players, like, that's gonna be
right,
prioritized, but you might get put into, like, PC players, as well.
right, right,
Because yeah, I mean, you can connect the controller to the Switch if you really want,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I'm assuming the people that are buying COD for a Switch, though, they're kinda just playing it for a couple minutes a day. Like, they wanna be in, like,
Yeah,
2 to 3 matches, and then they're done.
right. You have to be in that realm if you're gonna be doing that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anybody taking it seriously who's gonna be trying to get it on the Switch, but,
Mhm.
we'll have to have somebody if there's someone who's watching who's plays COD on a Switch or they're gonna be doing that, God bless
Mhm.
them. Let us know in the Discord. Let us know how that goes.
Yeah,
I'm like,
'cause
I'd be very curious to hear how that all pans out.
'cause consoles and PCs, like, if you think about it, they're, like, big commitments. You gotta
Yeah.
like, you're sitting down and playing for a bit,
Yeah, 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 of
you know?
course.
Switch, you can just pick up and go anywhere.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. But we'll see. But last thing too, I don't know if you heard about, we were talking about snipers last episode. Um, I don't know if you are watching when they're talking about like the GAs and stuff. So snipers are in, but they're playing around with a GA of where you only have 2 lives with a sniper, meaning the whole team has 2 lives. So if like you or I this is only gonna work in competitive because in ranked, everyone's fucking breaking this.
Oh
But
yeah, of course, of
because there's no
course.
way to keep track of it. But like if Dashy's a sniper and he dies twice with it, you can't use a sniper anymore. But if he
The whole
pops
team
up,
can't.
yeah, no one can use it on the team.
Okay,
So it's a total of 2 sniper lives for the whole team.
gotcha.
So if you pop off with it and like you don't die twice with it, like you can use it. So obviously this is primarily for S&D.
Yeah,
Um,
of course.
I think it's kind of dumb because like you have to keep track of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like
mean, dude,
it's easy to keep track of, but it's like, what if the person pops off? Then what's the point of like the 2 death thing? I feel like it contradicts itself.
dude, I think that's so stupid.
Just put it in at that point.
I think
You know?
have them in or don't have them in, right? Like, that's how
Yeah.
I feel about it. If you're gonna have them in, have them in. Don't, like, tiptoe into it, and then again, yeah, who's gonna be keeping track of that? And what are you gonna get crucified because you used it for 3 rounds or something? And then it's
Well,
gonna be
three
all
three
this
lives.
or 3 lives, yeah, and then what's it gonna be, like, they win a match because the guy, Dashy's sniping for 3 lives instead of 2, and they're like, "Oh, dude, well, it's a cheese win because he did this." Like, get out of here,
No,
man.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. That's what I think. I'm like, my whole thing is like, if
it's like football. We're gonna have we're gonna have 1 extra person on the play
yeah, like
for each quarter.
if
Like,
you're gonna
what?
fry, if he fries with it 5 rounds in a row and he dies once, right? Like you might as well just put the sniper in the whole time because he's frying
Yeah,
with it. There's no
yeah. Nah,
and
I don't get
Zuma
that.
was talking about it. He's like, it adds a different aspect where you have to approach it differently. Like you have to counter the snipe and stuff, and you have to know when to snipe. Like you might be able to pull it out round 1, get a pick, you survive, and then round 2 you switch to a sub or whatever,
Yeah,
and then you pull out a snipe again. I'm like, yeah, I understand that, but it adds a bit more complexity. But do we really need that? At that point, just
right.
add the sniper in. And he was just saying this because I think he's very much on the side of add the snipers in. So
Yeah, I
I don't
think
know.
I agree with him. They absolutely should just add them in. Um, you know, again, I do see like how it could be interesting on one hand, but I feel that it would cause way more confusion and a lot more like gray area
Mhm.
than we'd like. The game is good. People like, a lot of aspects of it. Don't go and put something in that now is going to be like, oh, dude, do you remember that dumb sniper rule from Black Ops 7 that
Mhm.
like ruined competitive? Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah. Unless that was built into the game itself, then that I can understand because then there's no way
Sure.
anybody can like cheese it. But
Right. Right.
yeah, I will say at least they're thinking about it. I think that's a good sign that they're trying to meet in the middle with it at least.
Yeah.
Whereas they're not like they're trying to make it work. They're arguing, they're debating.
Yeah.
But one side's not like, screw it, I just give up. We're not even gonna try to fight to have it in or have it out.
Yeah. No, I agree. That is good that that's going on, but yeah, I wonder what decision they'll come to. I hope that they just keep them in totally.
Yeah.
I feel like again they would be too difficult to try to manage the other way, but
Mhm.
we shall see what they end up doing. We'll
Yeah,
find out here in a couple of days,
exactly. We'll see.
you know.
Um, but yeah, I think we covered everything that we really want to talk about. CDL
Yep.
starts up this week, so when you guys listen to this, the matches have already happened. And with that, Mike and I will obviously be watching. So make sure to join the Discord. We're going to link it down below. We're very active in there. Everyone's active in there. It's been pretty fun, and I can't wait for
Yep.
the CDL to start up because we're all just going to be watching it live together. And, who knows? Maybe Mike and I will do a COD Casuals like watch party one day, Championship
Hell
Sunday
yeah.
or something like that.
Hmm.
So, if you guys want to be a part of that or like ask questions or like just have a community to talk about Call of Duty, go join it down below. And we'll also pin it in our like Twitter or X as well. So, but yeah, if you guys are on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe over there. Let us know what you think about like Black Ops 7 right now. What do you guys think about it? Because it seems like everybody's having a positive reaction to the game, and hopefully it continues. We're also on anchor.fm/COD Casuals, where we're posted on Spotify, Apple Podcast, all that stuff. And we also cut up the entire episode if you want to listen to the whole thing, and we post it on Instagram and TikTok. So go over there and give it a listen. And as well, leave a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, because it helps us out a ton, more than you guys know. And we're approaching 500 followers on just Spotify. We are 5 away. And I know our analytics say over 1,000 of you guys listen, but half of you are not following. So if we won you guys over, just hit that follow button for us, because it would help us out a ton. And
absolutely
5 stars.
Always.
So, but yeah, I think that's it.
And that's it, man.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone. This has been episode 251 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.